I'm good. Had a good week. Met Robert Pattinson. Obviously, I had to bring that up, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, you got to tell that story. You got to tell the story.
Yeah, the Bat Dap.
Oh yeah, I thought it was this week.
The Bat Dap. I was at the Inside premiere, that new Willem Dafoe movie with our good friend Alex Coleman. And we get to the after party, and Victoria looks at me and she's like, "Yo, Robert Pattinson just walked in." And at first, I didn't believe her. I was like, "Stop playing." And then I turn around and I see Robert Pattinson, and he's wearing like a black cap. And I'm like, "That's not Robert Pattinson. That's Bruce Wayne." So then I tell Alex, and I was like, "Yo, turn around. Robert Pattinson just walked in." So then the whole night, we are literally just trying to come up with a plan on like how to talk to him. We were standing by the bar for a while, hoping that he would come up and like order a drink next to us. But it was very apparent very quickly that Robert Pattinson does not order his own drinks.
I was thinking that. I was like, does he really go to bars anymore?
No.
Or does someone get him?
People bring him his
Was
drinks.
it a free bar? Or was it like a...
Yeah, it was the after party. It's free.
Okay.
So he was sitting on a couch with his girlfriend and Camilla Monroe, I believe her name is, who's that new actress who's playing in the Daisy Jones and the Six.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the night goes by and we're just sitting there. We talked to the director for a while, actually. He came up to the bar right next to us, which was pretty cool. So we talked to him for a little bit. And then as the night was like winding down, Robert Pattinson starts like putting his sweatshirt on, putting his jacket on, and starts like saying his goodbyes. So me and Alex are like, "Bro, we can't not do something. Like, we're not letting this man walk out without doing something." So we go to the door and we wait for him while he like walks out. And as he walks out, him and I make like awkward eye contact. So then I was just like, "Fuck it, let's do it." So I went in, I dapped him up, and I was like, "Bro, I just want to say I love you. I love your movies. I love the Batman." I started just naming movies. I was like, "I love Good Time. I love High Life." And then I said, "I think you're one of the best actors of this generation." When I said that, he went in for Dap Up number 2. He initiated Dap Up number 2. So we're boys. We're like this now. And then Alex said like his hellos, said that he loves him as well. And then he walked past us like to leave. And like in that split second, I was like, no. I'm getting a fucking picture of Robert Pattinson. So I like ran right behind him and I tapped him on the shoulder. I was like, "Bro, I'm sorry. I know you probably like hate when people do this, but do you mind if I take a picture with you?" And he was super cool about it, which like really calmed my nerves. And like I love when like that happens and they're not like douchebags. He was like, "Yeah, man, of course, let's do it." So the two of us took a picture with him, and that was the greatest night of my life. And now I will be in the Batman 2 as Bane.
You slightly sound like a predator.
Yeah, big time.
How depressing would that have been though if like he ended up being a dick? Because like people have stories where it's like you meet a celebrity and it's like, man, they were not what I expected at all. And like for you, like with the Batman, you watched that religiously. Like if he ended up like, and then the Batman 2 coming out and you're just sitting waiting for the movie to start, and you're like, damn, he was such like a dick to me. No, that's awesome.
Where a lot of people go up to him like you were clearly watching him all night.
Yeah, no, it's like it's a weird mix. There are not a lot of like creators with less than like 1 million followers there. Like me and Alex were the smallest people there by a mile, by a country mile. And it's a very like intimate environment. So like people who are there have been to a chunk of premieres and after parties. They know like, don't do that. Like you don't like go and harass
like,
people.
Don't stalk Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, exactly.
You're that level already.
Like the entire night, Robert Pattinson was just sitting on this couch with his girlfriend and that Camilla girl and like some other people just talking. He was talking to Willem Dafoe and the director for a long time, obviously. And we were trying to be as cool as possible, just sitting at the bar, drinking our drinks, chatting with.
I would have blacked out and then talked to him. That's the only answer.
The two of us, I think that's why we had the courage to go up to him, because we had a couple of drinks. Did you see Willem
as well?
Yeah, Willem was there. Didn't talk to him or get a picture with him. He seems like a little more intimidating in person.
Yeah, he's got an intimidating face.
Robert Pattinson's like what, 33 or something like that?
He's older than that. Is
he older than that?
No, I mean, Twilight came out like 15 years ago at this point, and he was definitely like 20.
I thought he'd be like 37, something like that.
He is 36. Wow. Okay, so maybe he just gives off a younger.
He does give off the younger vibe.
He does. Yeah.
So I feel like, it's like kind of easier to go up to a younger presence.
He had nothing to do with Inside, right? Like he was just probably there because him and Willem Dafoe
he was he was just there. I mean, I'm speculating that he's in New York currently, like filming a few scenes for the Penguin show. But
really,
he wasn't like an actor. He wasn't a producer or anything. I think he was just there to support Willem, obviously, which is cool to see.
Yeah, because I was curious because like after you said you met him, I googled it and it said he has like a house in like L.A. and like London, so he's not like a New. I was wondering, I was like, oh, maybe like he gives off like a New York City resident vibe. So I was like, oh, maybe he was just like. But yeah, your theory might be right. He might be filming something there.
I'm confident he's filming part of the Penguin show or whatever. But yeah, it was cool. It was super cool. It was really like it was a fun night overall. Just hanging out, watching a movie, chilling with Alex and Victoria, and then obviously snagging a pic with the Batman.
Yeah, we're wildly jealous of you.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Like, I've seen a few famous people, but if I saw him, I've never asked for a photo before because I feel like I don't know, I just feel awkward. But Robert Pattinson, there's no way I wouldn't.
He's like Willem Dafoe. I'm fine. I was fine leaving the night, not having like taken a picture with him. But like Robert Pattinson, it's like, when else am I ever gonna be in that small of a room with Robert Pattinson? So
for me, I would probably prefer to get one Willem Dafoe or both. But Willem Dafoe scares me.
Yeah,
like saw him, his face, he's quite.
Willem Dafoe kind of gives off like he's just the Green Goblin in real life.
Literally
gives off those vibes. I feel like.
No, like even worse, he gives off to me like the Grand Budapest Hotel guy in real life. Like even more grim than Green Goblin.
When like a few months ago, I was at this thing and. Obviously, this is nowhere to the level of Robert Pattinson, and I was at this event, and I looked to the right of me, and stood right next to me is Tony Bellew, who was obviously in the Creed films. And I used to be a huge boxing fan. In the UK, he's so big, and I just felt so awkward. You know, like when you stood right next to someone, and it's like I've already been waiting here 2 minutes. Am I really going to stand for 2 minutes, turn around to, and then go? Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to do it straight away. Or you don't do it at all. Because if you've waited, you've already made it fucking awkward.
That's me and Alex were like awkwardly waiting. Like Robert Pattinson was like taking his time leaving. Like he was like saying his goodbyes to everyone that was around him. So we were standing by that door for like a good like 3-4 minutes just waiting. And it got to a point where we were like, it's looking creepy right now. It's like
but it's Robert Pattinson with you.
Yeah, we're just standing here just staring at this man. Like it's getting creepy.
I think that's better than just walking up to him like 20 minutes into him being there when he's talking to someone else. You know, you guys, I think you played it right. Obviously, he's not going to come get his drink, but you got to get a scenario when he gets close to you, and then you're like, "Oh shit,
you
Robert Pattinson didn't even know you were here."
We tried to do it where like it wouldn't bother him at all, so we didn't go up to him throughout the night, and then we waited until after he was done saying like all of his goodbyes. Like as he was walking out, like, he's ready to go. We were like, "All right, now he's free. Let's just say our quick good like hellos."
Little do you know, he was watching you by the door. He was trying to get the other way around.
Yeah, he was like,
"Holy shit, that's George from the ReelTok Podcast."
Is that movies and stuff?
Yeah. Wow.
I should have plugged the ReelTok Podcast.
You should do it, George. You should do a video on the way you met him, just a story time or something on TikTok.
Yeah, that would.
People would like. I always see them do well. People would like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I might. I might after this. Actually, we'll see. I feel like I've told the story so many times already.
Yeah, who cares though? It's a good story.
Try to make it sound like you're not as much of a creeper.
Yeah, not a creeper.
True.